What is going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to the FGC. I'm your host, of course, Crash in the building. I've got my two cameos with me, but they haven't been nerfed yet. They're still pretty normal, still pretty OP. We got Static Gorilla and Meza FGC in the building. What's going on, fellas?
What up? No ambushing. No ambush. All right, bet. I'm calling Meza FGC like from his friggin' social media tags. I keep saying it so often. It's just Meza. Okay. It is just Meza. It's the player formerly known as Meza.
I like to think that way.
There you go. Welcome, guys. For those that are joining us, of course, on Twitch, or maybe have saw our Twitter feeds. We were a little bit delayed on the show. Apologies, technical issue. Got that fixed. Got the bugs out. Got the game, got the whole show patched up, but we're in it. This is being recorded on the 23rd of October, 2023. Getting that much closer to, we're in that spooky season right now. It's episode 344. We've had a hell of a weekend. And actually, technically, an interesting day today. ECT just passed. We had some CPT events just passed. We had some exhibitions that just passed over the weekend, right at TwitchCon. There's a lot of FGC stuff going on over the weekend. I don't know if you guys were catching all the streams, but it was a lot.
Cash App everywhere.
Yeah, Cash App, everything. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Red Bull's on everything now too, so
yeah, right. Nice. But what's interesting about today, or really what's going on live that might just happen during the show, is we're going to be covering some patch notes when they eventually come out for MK1, some official ones at least. But we're going to be jumping right into that. But before we do, if you haven't already, make sure to follow us. Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms. You want to check out the show a day early, you can do it on twitch.tv/Double Tap FGC as well. Come say what's up to us. Come hang out here. Get into the conversation. We do like to interact with Twitch chat as well. But come on through. But in the meantime, though, let's get right into it, man. Like I said, MK1 post ECT patch notes. Quotations. Let's just put a big old quotations on that, because the official patch notes are a joke in itself, and really the community is kind of figuring out the patch notes by the time the real patch notes come out. So if you go ahead and check out, I think MK, like the official Twitter page for Mortal Kombat has it, but I haven't even looked at it. I'm just going off of the Thiny.
That's in game. By the way,
this is the in-game prompt. Yeah, exactly. On top of that, this is just the in-game prompt that comes up. This is the patch notes for version or patch 0.134. Halloween fatalities added to the Premier store, so you can pay to shove a pumpkin up somebody's ass. Probably.
I couldn't find it.
Really, it's not even there.
Maybe it's not fully out yet.
I think there's also like a different stage for Johnny Cage's house.
Yes,
it'll be a Halloween stage.
Yeah,
that's all I could find.
Yeah, his house. I've already seen gameplay on it. It looks really cool. I like the little designs in the back. But so they're going into the Halloween theme, which is kind of cool. Doing some seasonal stuff. Moves can now be pinned to the HUD. This is great for training purposes and such. Right, it was kind of been a thing for quite some time. Don't know why this was absent from the main game, but now we have it, which is really dope. So now you can actually put like special moves on and such in case you just don't know, or maybe you're trying a new character. You don't have to keep hitting start and go like 2 menus in order to find it. You can just kind of pin it down for yourself, which is pretty dope.
Does Street Fighter have that as well? I don't think they do. I think only Tekken and Mortal Kombat have done that.
Yeah, I don't think SF has that. No, to my knowledge, I don't. So
Under Night does it too, I believe.
Good quality of life stuff right there. So on top of that, we've got the in-game ping and connection indicator can now be enabled in online options. Thankfully, I don't think there's a Wi-Fi indicator yet.
No, there still is. It's just beforehand.
Is it before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. It's before. But can you deny? You can deny matches, but you can deny in ranked, right? But not anything else. I think it's what.
No, you can deny in casuals,
or is it the other way?
You can deny casuals. You cannot deny ranked.
In ranked, it's only
like 105.
Yeah, there we go. That's a little backwards. It's like, come on, man. Allow us to deny in ranked, and who cares about casuals? It's just casual, right? Like it doesn't really make any sense.
I still let me deny.
Yeah,
I still play people. If it's casuals, I still play people with Wi-Fi. So it's like you should. I don't think you should. I think it should just be across the board. But I think it's also so people can't avoid just being like, "Ooh, I don't want to play against Sonic Fox," or I don't want to play against Rewind.
Not that. I want to play with them.
Some people just don't because they don't feel like they're capable of it yet.
Bro, you gotta.
I think it's a terrible mentality.
You're
gonna get fried. You're gonna get burnt. You're gonna get smoked one way or another. You might as well just do it now. Get it over with like a band-aid. Just gotta rip it. Added the ability to mute voice chat and microphone via the main menu under the audio settings, pause settings in an online match. We don't have to jump into a party on PlayStation or whatever console you're on and to mute that out.
So there's an option in PlayStation to just hit the PS button, go to sound, and then turn off group chatting. That's it. You can also just push this magical button on the controller that mutes your controller.
What you're failing to realize, Gabe, is people don't want to.
What?
like you're telling people that they
don't want to look, is what you're saying?
No, people don't want to mute themselves. They want people to hear them.
But no,
like the people that are doing the sound effects of the fatalities.
That's kind of funny. That's hilarious.
I like that stuff. I think there's some people who are gonna still leave it on, like content creators, obviously. But like, if I'm a casual player who just wants to have a nice, Mortal Kombat experience, I don't want to hear people calling me the N word. I don't want people to call me the R word. I don't want people to call me anything.
You don't want people to be toxic. It's fine.
I don't want to hear your music in the background.
But you can turn that off.
No, you can't. Already. Gabe,
yes, you can. In PS5, yes.
But
I can show you the
as we're stating, it just mutes the mic, but doesn't mute their mic. Is what we're saying.
Yes, it does.
But that's an extra step.
Well, regardless, the game does it now.
Matches.
Regardless, it's in the game now. We don't got to go that extra step because maybe some people don't have that. Maybe they use a different kind of controller and don't have a mute button to actually press, right? Like
maybe PC and Xbox. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. PC.
Fixed cases where the yellow notification for new items would not clear. Actually, I don't even know what that. I guess we're talking about actual.
So when you do like customize and you get new items,
that's okay.
From doing the coin thing, sometimes it doesn't clear. Which I mean, some people find that because they have OCD.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, I can see that. I want to make sure I've seen everything. Game. Don't need to keep notifying.
Wait, can I also elaborate on this? For some reason, I opened up my game. All of the trials now have a yellow ping on them, and they don't go away unless you do them.
Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's hella annoying.
Right.
I don't want to do everybody's trial.
General gameplay bug fixes, which is extremely vague, and for good reason, I guess. They don't have an official patch note list on. They weren't going to show the patch notes list. I don't believe in the game like that, but there's no official patch note list anywhere. So it's really vague. So it's basically gone to the community to figure it out. And there's already been several Twitter threads of it. We've got a couple noted ones. But I've also had a chance to sit down and check out some streamers instantly and be like a Foxy Grandpa who's kind of gone in and grinded with his chat trying to figure all that out.
This kind of reminds me of the days when Injustice 2 would come out with a patch and then they would just like shadow patch stuff.
And it's like we don't believe you. Yeah, like we don't believe what you're saying here.
Day one patch is so weird.
They are. They're always odd. But yeah, so there's several threads out there and we've got some notes here. Like I said, I'm checking out some streams. The biggest one to kind of throw out there right now, of course, is the Cyrex cameo, right?
Yeah.
No longer the spinning helicopter, no longer a half bar. So in case you're not playing MK like that, your assists have, it takes a certain amount in order for you to actually use your assist. It's either half or a full. Cyrex has a very powerful assist where he does the helicopter. It's just crazy chip. It's great for oppression. It's great for kind of everything. It's just a really good cameo. But it's at half, so that makes it even more powerful. Well, they changed it. They made it one full bar. So it takes quite some time before you can make even something like his net, right? Usable, which is a half, but you have to, like I said, you have to, if you're using a whole bar, you literally have to regenerate in order to even get that capability. So it's a big payout that you have to spend a big resource to actually spend and burn in order to get that. So it isn't as prevalent. Because I mean, if you were watching ECT or really if you're playing online since MK1 has come out, you've known how potent this character has been. Even since, I don't know, even beta, right? Like forever.
I don't think he was in the beta.
Okay, if he was in the beta, then
he was not.
No, not even the last one. Yeah, my bad. I'm thinking.
Frost, Sub-Zero, Kano, and
thinking incorrect there. But regardless, since he dropped, Cyrex has been powerful now, kind of been thrown to the wind. Now, the big thing about it, some people might be like, okay, cool, it's just a cameo. It's like, well, no, that cameo enabled a lot of different characters to do a lot of different things. And so subsequently, when you're nerfing a cameo like that could affect a character's game plan, you're essentially nerfing the character too. Like Kenshi and kind of Sento setups are a little bit nerfed now. Damage output just in general, Raiden, Kung Lao, Baraka got hit like doubly twice for each blade. He got a damage nerf on a 10%, and he got a nerf on the assist, and he got a nerf on another one of his strings, right? The 2-to-1, or is it 2-1, or is it
2-1?
Yeah, 2-1. 2-1 now has a bigger gap, so you can add a reversal in between it. Static G is just, his eyes couldn't roll any harder to the back of his head right now.
It's just dumb how they like over nerf things. I don't think they know the answer. Do you remember that one thread that Keats put up about how he fixed Killer Instinct?
It was a great It's a great
read, because it's like he doesn't just fix everything everybody's complaining about. Because like this is over, and I saw Hayate put up the same thing, and then Chris G's like, no, and I'm like, no, it is too nerfed, man. Like, yes, it was a lockdown, but like even the cooldown of the assist takes longer.
Yeah, is that the additional? I thought it was just Kung Lao that got hit with. Once again, the information is sporadic, because Kung Lao also got hit. Like his low hat no longer goes off in 3 seconds; it goes off in 4 seconds. But also him regenerating takes longer.
Doesn't even reload. Like, I mean, Goro and Montaro have that much like reloading time.
Yeah,
No, good. Yeah, I know you're frustrated.
No, because I can never make sense of what they're trying to do with this game, with these games, with NRS games. There's no logic behind what they're doing whenever they're making certain things.
I'm sure there's logic. I'm sure there's logic.
Make these people stop hating our game.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good logic to have. But I think on the other side of it, like, I get what you mean. It's like, you know, do you want us to have the freedom? Do you want to have that player expression? Do you want us to have the most fun? Are you thinking more on the casual side? You know, it's a terrible balance, right? Because if you're thinking one way, the other's gonna suffer. And us obviously being in the more competitive side, right? More of the hardcore side, we take these kinds of like the patch notes are really for us, like, right? The casuals don't give a shit really. They'll just be like, oh, it's a little weirder, right? That's about it. But like, you know, for the company to claim to be really community focused like this and kind of veering that direction and blurring it, it's like, where are we going with this?
I feel like, and I'll say this from a dev standpoint, because working on games has given me the experience to see different things. I kind of said this was going to be either really good or really bad, and I think this was probably the worst they could have done. 100%. I think it was just bad. Not so much the sense of, how can I put it? It's not so much in a sense of this. Yeah, no,
dude. The more I scroll down, the more Static G is just like, I don't want to be here.
2 bars.
Yeah, that one. I'm not gonna lie. The Ice Clone one, I was kind of like, what's the point here, right? Like, use 2 bars and get triple Ice Clones.
The third one is the one that freezes.
The third one is usually the one that freezes. Now the first one just blows you up, and the third one does nothing. So it's like, what was the point? Are you telling me the bars was extra for the for just the movement? Is that cost enough?
At NEC, I'm just not gonna. I'll just play at the locals. I'm not entering at NEC.
Yeah, you done with this already? You're already like, yo, this sucks.
It's just not worth it until they fix the game.
That's gonna be another part that I'm gonna talk about. But yeah, man, so finish up your rant. What you got?
So look, just from a dev standpoint, this is a fucking terrible idea. Okay, look, you're making a versus game. You have to understand that assisting is gonna be important. Is probably the vital point of your game. So nerfing assist in this fashion, especially without telling people, is really fucking bad. The best thing you could do is buff, the other assist. Everybody said buff the other assist, but it's not buff the other assist so that they're strong and they just do the same shit. You need it to be so that every assist feels unique and has a different purpose, but works with almost the whole cast. And right now, all they're doing is nerfing characters, nerfing assists that work with the whole cast to work with no one almost. And like I said, I do think there's some good nerfs in it. I think, yes, it helps stop Baraka from doing like almost 20+% on your life. You're jailed. You have to do flawless blocking. And you're telling me I have to do this this like freaking crazy technique, right? And not even just looking at it competitive, just as a normal player, right? But then there's other nerfs that are going through where you're nerfing characters too on top of that. So you have to balance that out. If you're going to nerf assist, you can't nerf characters yet. You have to also buff other assists in the process.
I think the best way to have, I know we got to take a break soon. I think the best way to actually buff and or no, maybe nerf the assist would be to make it not an ambush. I mean, yes, it's still good, but it costs so much. And like, what's her name? Sindel can do a back 3, which is the sweep, into the tornado. Now, if it hits, she gets like a pop-up. If it doesn't hit, he gets, safe. But how much worth is it? Like, she can snap and then have it come back to her. I just haven't tested.
No, there's just a lot of weird nerfs to characters who kind of realistically can sit here and say, kind of needed it, but then it's like, oh, the assists are nerfs, so it's like that should have been enough to nerf these characters a little bit because the characters are fun and playable. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that they should have, what they number one should have did was either focus on the characters being nerfed or focus on buffing the cameos. And if not either one, just nerf a little bit of the cameos and let people play the game. Because Kung Lao's assist is completely gutted. People hate it now. His forward assist during block string, in the middle of block strings, now knocks down and no longer pops up, which I'm fine with. That should probably do that. If you're, getting armor, you're going to cut through somebody's stuff. But
or if your character doesn't have wake up.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's just an option. But like, there's other good buffs that I've seen, like from Natar getting a little bit buffed and stuff like that. Where I actually think there might be some good stuff in there. We haven't explored everybody yet to see what's really nerfed and buffed. But I just think this was kind of sloppy. Why the fuck would you put out a patch without putting out the patch notes? I don't care if it's after a tournament. Just don't fucking do that. Just if you're gonna patch it, tell people you're about to patch the game. Hey guys, we're dropping a new patch this Friday. We're dropping a new patch this Tuesday. If you already had the patch ready to go, you should have the notes ready to go. That's the easiest fucking part of this. That's how I look at it. That makes me mad. Because now you want me to discover all this shit. If that's the case, stop posting any time that you're going to do patch notes and just be like, whatever. Let it patch. You guys will figure it out as it goes.
It is a little weird on the timing sloppy. In terms of sloppy is really the real word. It honestly is, because we're trying to really find out what the hell is the changes. That we're fresh off a tournament. We should be able to know what has been patched, what has been changed. But I mean, at the same time, I'm kind of on the other side of the coin. I kind of like the idea of trying to find stuff. It's kind of fun.
I do. But tell me there's a patch.
But it's also very it's also pretty it feels like the world's kind of caving in once you realize the direction of the patch. You're like, oh, the epiphany. You're like, oh shit, this is a problem, and then you gotta wait to actually see those official patches to see whether or not your research is correct.
But you know what's funny, and it's always gonna happen. Anything that hasn't been explored yet is not gonna get touched until it gets explored.
Something's gonna be broken.
Well, I mean, look, we had a Rain winners finals, right? Rain didn't get Rain. I'm sure wouldn't get touched.
Rain did get touched, actually. Rain got buffed. All right, yo. So we're gonna go to a quick break before Static G loses his mind. We want to make sure he stays in for the rest of the show. So we'll be back after this, guys. We're gonna finish up on some MK patches, and then we're gonna be jumping onto some GranBlue. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Static had to just take a second. His eyes still rolling in the back of his head, dealing with the MK1's first patch notes and realizing Rain got buffed after winning a tournament. But you know what? These patch notes, these are not dictated by the tournament, even though they're dictated by everything that has come up to this point. But I think it's honestly a coincidence that Rain happened to win, and Rain got, as far as we know, Rain got just buffs, but there are tweaks that are also been nerfed too, right? Like, I think, was it Rain sub Or was it Rain Cyrex? I'm assuming Rain Cyrex.
Rain Cyrex.
Okay, like that in itself that in itself got nerfed, right? So it's like it's not all buffs, but we're still going along. We're still trying to figure out what they get. If by the end of this show, if NRS does actually end up posting the patch notes, we'll let you guys know.
My thing is, all right, I just want to vent real quickly.
Let us know.
If you're going to make assist cost more, have them do something more. For instance, like Goro and his stomp, like it's not that good. It does only like 10%, maybe even less than 10% of health.
It's unblockable, bro.
Oh my gosh, great, it's unblockable. But like Jax can do everything, and he still only uses half of his meter. Like I heard the logic.
I heard Jax got nerfed actually. I heard his damage
Jax
was
is
nerfed a little
good,
bit.
even with Sindel. Not many people are using Sindel, and then she can like do the air reset stuff, and then just do unblockable on the floor, and then do more damage, like, and then scream, and then just reset it all over again. So you want to talk about real infinites?
There's your real
No.
I mean, I do.
Exhibit A, Your Honor.
I do agree with Gabe, but I said it. I'll keep ranting and raving about it because I said it previously multiple times. The cameos don't function the best way they should. Like Frost is a good example. She is such a cool assist, yet her neutral, like her ambush or whatever one, where you're supposed to be able to move, her neutral assist, you can't move. So what the fuck is the point? It defies all the rules of the game. You literally say, hey, you're supposed to be able to move during this. Hey, guess what? You're supposed to be able to move during neutral assist. For everyone, guess what? You can't move during her neutral assist. That makes no sense.
The slow ball?
No. That's her back assist. Her neutral assist where she hits the ice on the ground. Or if you hold it, it does the stabs. Guess what? If it does the stabs, you can't fucking move. But
Iceman stand heavy kick.
None of this shit makes sense. I will agree with Gabe. Now I'm fucking mad because the cameo system is trash. Let's all just go play Marvel because that makes way more sense at this point. Like,
does it? Because you get happy birthday.
I'd rather get fucking gutted in Marvel than in MK for not being able to move during my assist call. That's ridiculous. And they're negative. 90% of it's negative.
I do feel bad for whoever. I forget who tweeted that out. I think actually it was Silverite. Like he watched somebody like lose tournament, like get knocked out of tournament because the cameo assist actually. As a matter of fact, it was Frost. No, I don't.
He watched the homie.
He watched somebody. Right. Yeah, it was actually for a Frost assist that just did not interact.
It was a Sub-Zero.
Oh, Sub-Zero. Sorry, it was one of the ice.
Sub-Zero shoulder.
One of the
shoulder went swoosh.
Oh yeah. One of the Lin Kuei. Yeah, it was definitely Sub-Zero that just did not want to play right, but. This is the game we play, baby. This is how it is right now. Hopefully, honestly, what I would have wanted is just this patch, the next patch, just focused on the fixing of the bugs. That's my main thing. Like, fix that. I honestly think you could have left the game as is right now, still, because there's still so much to be explored, right? Rain just won a tournament, right? Clearly something's up. Like, people aren't really taking advantage or don't really know everything. There's players that are going on and are doing the patch notes and are going like, bro, I don't even play this character, so I don't even know, or I don't even know anything about this character, so I don't even know what this character can do. So I don't know what to look for in a patch.
And if I can be an advocate for this, I would like more stuff to be shown on the screen. For instance, like up blocking. If somebody had parried me or perfect blocked me, I'd like to see it noted.
Like a notification?
Because I had to watch my match back from Thursday from the local, from the local I go to the lab. And I had to be like, oh, that's why I couldn't fly, because they perfect parried me. Like something that shows it, not just a sound, or because then I'm going to be mad like, yo, is my input messed up? Like, we need a bit more indicators on those things. I'm just
There's some quality of life things in there for sure that can go a long way.
I'm gonna say this
fun.
I'm gonna say this one thing, and I want every NRS person to just be pissed off because it happened to us in DNF Duel, and I'm gonna say it now. You guys bitched about us getting a patch in the first month of the game. Yeah? Everybody's like, oh, why is the game getting patched? Oh, this is so terrible, blah, blah, blah. This game is bad. We needed the patch, right? Because they were saying the game is, everybody's too OP, right? There's one character demolishing the game. Guess what? It just fucking happened to you in less than roughly a little over a month. I don't want to hear anything. All right? If they're going to fucking complain, guess what? Suck it up, right? I still play DNF Duel. No, suck it up. I don't care. Everybody bitched about, oh my God, Cyrex is nerfed. Oh no. Guess what? I'm actually personally glad. I hope everybody starts exploring the rest of the character.
I'm complaining, but I actually like the game. It's ambitious. I like where they went. It's fun. However, they need to fix this in order to keep it alive,
they
because
suck at assisting.
before you know it, it's going to be 2 years and they'll be like, all right, we're done supporting the game. Takeda's going to be like, but I just got here.
Versus,
I mean, to their credit, MK11 is the longest supported MK, I think, at this point. They've kind of broken the curse a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, Injustice 2.
Yeah, like.
Are we gonna
exactly.
say it's a curse? Because I don't know. I mean,
it's still a curse. It's still a curse. It might be becoming a bad omen, not just a less of a curse, more of a bad omen. We'll see.
I'm calling it now. This game is done after season 2.
Aftermath was a long while after.
It was. All right, so from one game onto another, we still have plenty, obviously, in MK1 to explore until those official notes come out. But another game that we've kind of been no strangers to keeping an eye on, and it's getting that much closer to actually another beta that's going to be coming out. But let's just jump into it. So GranBlue Fantasy versus Rising. Could not pick a longer name. So they had a stream recently with obviously Tetsuya Fukuhara, the game's director, amongst other staff. And they broke down basically all the things to look forward to in the game. A lot of the feedback that they've received from the previous beta that we had back in July. Yes, sir. Yes, your hands raised.
Shout outs to the game being shown at every pitcher's mound during these last baseball games. Because every time they're showing the pitcher's mound, it's like GranBlue Fantasy Versus. I'm like, hey guys, I played that game.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So I'm just
shout outs to that. Shout outs to more marketing. That's what we need. We need some more mainstream marketing. Remember, Japan loves baseball, so kind of makes sense. All right, so
okay, guys. Sorry, I'm excited about this game. That's
so I am too. No, I'm right there with you. Like we've been no strangers about what this game is gonna end up doing. Rising from the ashes like a phoenix, right? Rising, literally in the name, like a phoenix of what happened. Whatever you can call it. Right when COVID hit, no rollback. It was an experiment in itself because it was a unique system. They had a lot of variables that could work against them, and honestly, side games could have instantly been like, "We're done."
Yeah.
Right. I gotta give side games credit. I gotta give Arxis, right, because they helped out with this as the publisher, and I'm sure they probably helped out with other things in it. Give them credit for not giving up on the game, not giving up on the community, and also doubling down on the community. So like some of the first things that they talked about in the actual beta itself. By the way, shout out to you, Valentine. I do have the pick. It actually is all the there's a really cool Discord picture that's kind of been sent out there on various GranBlue Fantasy versus Discords to actually show off what it went down on the battle adjustments. Some of the first things they talked about is user feedback. User feedback. That is the name of the fucking game, man. Arxis, once again, they
listened.
They started more than just a rollback trend. It's more than just they did rollback, they saved FGCs. Like, no, they actually were pioneering a lot of things. I'm pretty sure Capcom was taking user feedback, but I don't know. Arxis, I felt like every season, every patch where it was something major, they were like, hey, there's a forum, go check it out, tell us what you think about it. From the rip, since beta number 1, where people were like, yo, this show's ass. And they listened.
I just think they do a good job with listening and then implementing, right?
Yes.
That's something that
listening is one thing, actions is another, for sure.
Yeah, I just don't feel like a lot of companies do, and I'm gonna kind of focus it on a little bit on Namco.
If you look at Dragon Ball, really fucking bad. Bandai just did a terrible job with that. Tekken is kind of like a repeated offender, but they're very old school. What's done is done, right? Harada's like, you're not getting shit. I get it, right? So that's fine. But even with Soul Calibur, the patches implemented for that were just fucking dog shit. There's a lot of things that I just think was done right through GranBlue, but also through Skullgirls. I think they're like the bigger Skullgirls to me.
It's the pattern they need to take, honestly. Like I said, is to be able to listen to the community, because we are the ones that are going to keep it alive, right? We're the ones that are going to be buying the multiple copies and continuing the marketing years after you've left the budget, right? It's going to be the deal. So the least they could do is listen. We at least try to know what we're doing. A lot of us there's a lot of data there, right? All right, so let's just jump into it. They took into obviously the feedback from the previous one, throws being just extremely weak. There was an extremely long, or rather large, tech window that made throws practically useless during the beta. And now they brought it down a bit. Now it's much tighter. It's much closer to the original. It's not like I think it's not as short as the original. It's a little longer, but it's not as long as that beta had. The other thing about throw breaks, which I think is fucking really, really cool, is that now there's two versions. You always remember there's two versions, right? There's the regular throw break, and then there's the late tech. Right? And what happens at the late tech? Your opponent still has advantage, because that's kind of a way to still, you get rewarded that you don't eat the throw damage, or you don't eat the knockdown, but you know, if you still late tech-ish, you know, even though you try to react and you maybe not reacted in time within that window, you still get something. Like, you know, you don't get the full damage, right? The scaling is much lower, but the opponent still gets a reward because they did still get you know, catch you sleeping, right? Slightly. You're drowsy at that point. So they're at advantage. So they changed the throw break now, where you can actually just press a regular attack button to throw break. You don't just have to regular throw anymore. But if you do that, which means, you know, if you do light, medium, heavy, whatever to throw break, but in this case, you always get the late tech. So it's like,
is fair.
It's really cool. I like the idea of them balancing that way, because it's like, okay, it still gives you options to kind of check things, but now we got a little bit of a mind game. Like, you know, could you blow up a potential late throw check, even if they tried the mash versus your actual grab? And even if they do late throw, it's not like, as the opponent that threw it out there, it's not like you're punished because they decided to mash. You still get advantage, right? Like, I thought that was such a really cool thing to implement. I was like, it's such a simple thing to add, but I was like, damn, those are fucking layers in there already. That is a great way to fucking you know, to thought about making a solution for that. I thought that was already great. And this was just the, like, slide one they were explaining, so the rest of this gets pretty intense.
I just want to say, I personally like that, just due to the fact that new players or players who are more casual, they're not always like, oh, I am going to use the throw button to get out of this situation, right? The throw button isn't always where your natural hands might be. So I think this is really cool I think more games should implement this, especially anime games, like one button throw breaks with a deficit, but like it allows you to break. Tekken did it. So, I mean, you just have to guess which one. So I think this is kind of nice to the players who are more casual. Like, I like that they're just balancing it between casual and also competitive, right?
Yeah.
For competitive players, we see this as like, oh, this is actually like maybe going to be turned into option select. But for casual players, they're like, oh, cool, I can just press one button. Tech, that's nice.
I think the theme overall for this patch, or all this presentation, is really reward the player. And it isn't just like one player. It's like rewarding both players for the actions that they do, no matter what it is, whether it's a throw break situation, or what we're about to get into in a little bit with things like the ultimate moves and all that. But let's see, raging strikes being too strong, they've kind of dialed them down a bit. Ultimate skills, they were kind of hard to use in the beta. That's also a big thing that they've hit. So we're just getting a couple key points. It's a lot that they went into, and you guys can check out the full breakdown on it on a 4gamer.net article. I think Event Hub's posted up about this as well, but you can just easily get it translated and you can read through it. And there's some awesome creators out there that are covering this too as well. But kind of the key points that I want to look at, EX moves are giving you used to give you like a penalty in terms of meter gain in the beta. Like when you actually use the EX move, like your meter return would kind of like be a little penalized for that. It's no longer the case, so you're not getting kind of beat down for actually using your resources as much, which is good. We kind of already went through the throws. The bravery point system, bro, I was like, what? I had to look again. I was like, BP, what is going on here? Yeah, I was like, what is going on here? So the bravery point system, which are, points, you get 3 points to your character each round. I believe it's every round. Yes, every round. And these bravery points use things like Raging Strike and for brave counters and such. Basically, Raging Strike are the unblockables, or the guard crush moves. And when you land one, you get to take away one now from the opponent. You got the actual brave counter to actually use one of your own to counter that. But the thing about it is how they've implemented the brave point system to things like even the health you take. Like now there's like, when I said layers earlier, I'm not fucking joking. Like some people were tripping about the Street Fighter 6 like mental stack. This game, but like, this game I think is going to have just as much of a mental stack, but between casual and hardcore, I think it's going to be really, it isn't going to be that steep. I don't think. That's just my initial reactions to it. But anyway, back to bravery points. Damage taking is increased as your BPs are depleted. In other words, the less bravery points you have out at one, from 3 to 0, it kind of makes your situation a little bit more dire. So it kind of becomes a little bit of like a, chess, more kind of chess like move, think 2-3 steps ahead to see what your opponent will do. So if you have 3 bravery points or 2 bravery points, the damage you take there's no difference in it. Once you're down to 1 though, you start receiving 20% more damage taken. And if you've got 0, it is 50% more. So think about it. Think of it like Burnout on crack. Like, you lose options in Burnout in Street Fighter 6, right? And you have the chance to get stunned. In this game, it's like you burn out, like, don't get hit, because more than likely it's going to be that. But the point about it is because bravery points are attached to, like I said, the Raging Strike and like that. Like those are really, really powerful moves. But you have defensive options too to use them on. So it's really about kind of like trying to cash in this very valuable resource to potentially open up your opponent, or potentially get the offense off of you if you can't get it done.
The thing that's cool is that they removed it from being a part of the SBA gauge, because the gauge was being used being used less for these options and used for other options a little bit more, so these weren't getting as much limelight as well. I gotta commend them. There is so many goddamn mechanics in this game now that I'm like, sorry if you weren't playing the game before. You just jumped into a whole boatload of shit. Like, it's gonna be difficult for people to get competitive. I feel, in a sense of learning all these mechanics, but once you do, I feel like the ceiling for players and the game itself is gonna be so high. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. If you were a new player, I would hope you take it step by step and they actually put a tutorial for everything. Yeah, because this is overwhelming. It's as much as I like it. This is like my competitive brain is like, this is fucking dope, but then it's like my casual brain is like, this is way too much. Like, it's way too much.
Yeah, like think about it. You've got footsies, you've got special moves, you've got your defenses, you've got overheads, you've got grab, you've got obviously everything that comes with grabs, right? Late tech, regular tech. You've got your raging arts, you've got your dash attacks, you've got your dodges, you've got your EXs, I guess, add that to it, but I guess that's kind of your special attacks too. You've got your rolls, you've got your your counters, your brave counters, you got your BPs to deal with, you got your super bound, you got your super bound.
You gotta control the cooldowns for your regular skills.
Yeah, technical all versus regular, which all while Boss Rock was just like, come here, and just grips you up, right? But on top of that, honestly, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the technical stuff, right? That one was a biggie. This game has been no stranger to kind of the critique on technical versus simple, right? It got to a point where it really did not matter that you did technical inputs. Like, there was just no difference, right? You were not getting rewarded outside of the slight cooldown differences, right, between technical and simple. But now they've kind of looked into it where there is more of a return to it, right? This is actually me, because I haven't checked out the difference on this yet. I don't know if the cooldown difference is there. I would imagine the cooldown stuff is still there. But on top of that, if you actually decide to perform a technical input, in other words, a traditional quarter circle, DP, quarterback circle, half circle, whatever, 360s when it comes to supers and such, right? You will actually be receiving a 10% damage increase, which awesome, great. Now, we're kind of looking at the, maybe they took a page from Street Fighter 6 on that one when they saw how modern versus classic, right? How there is a damage difference there, but people have accepted that is like, is worked out. The 10%, with the caveat, only on raw motions. It doesn't work when you're like in the middle of a combo and you decide to do that. But I mean, regardless, you still get rewarded for it, right? For taking that chance, because maybe that 10% could really mean the end of a match for you. It could be a checkmate situation where that 10% was going to matter. add chip, right? Let's add chip to all this stuff when it comes to all the mental stack, right? But and the cool thing is they added the like Static said earlier, for when it comes to MK1, like having some sort of pop-up or some sort of notification for certain things. They even have a notification there stating when you did do it, so even your opponent knows, like, oh, that was an actual technical. This guy means business.
I got good ideas.
It's a good quality of life thing to have for sure.
I'll definitely say for characters like Eustace, this is kind of like, because like Eustace uses in a lot of his combos, he uses some charges and some non-charges, so, and it does affect how he combos. So I think the 10% damage is actually kind of nice for characters who, as a charge character, I think that's really important, that they're also benefiting to some characters who need it. Yeah, that's just really cool. It's a really cool concept. I think I'm glad they looked at it as not let's put a negative, but more let's put a positive.
Yeah, for sure. So like, I love that they've put, there's like much more. Obviously there's things like the Raging Chains, there's a couple other specifics, like I said, with Skybound arts and Super Skybound arts, like taking away BP points if you actually hit them with a Skybound art, versus a Super Skybound art takes away 2 BP points from your opponent. Right now we're like cashing in, cashing out, like when does it seem more, like I said, the game is this is just developing even more and more layers. On a casual sense though, it's still going to be a very fun game. Competitively, this is actually going to be a very stressful game to fucking play, just looking at it. But I think it's going to be like, I think there's going to be so many good mechanics and so many aspects of it that are available to you that, like, if you're a player that is really grinding out, that really understands it and has a flow with it and can play at that and can play at with that kind of mental stack, like, it won't be too hard to distinguish who's the better player or who's actually, the one that's actually going to be the those that are going to be at the top, right? Like, there's going to be no real divide there. All right, so with that, oh yeah, hold on. Oh yeah, I forgot. Choosing both those. Oh yeah, kind of different. Does the game still have a block button?
Yes.
Did it? Dude, it's been a minute since I played it. Does it? Oh, okay, it does. Okay, yeah. Block button versus back. There was no difference there outside of you're killing like cross ups, right? Or was there a frame? Or was there a frame difference?
So you cannot grab.
Yes. You can't tech grab.
Block.
Yes.
And you also the frames for after getting out of block to attack was different, I believe, from last time I recall.
Well, so you block button, you get dodge and roll. Okay, right. Yeah, all right, there we go.
Yeah, because like it was just different timings, but I think they also used at one point you were able to start doing dash block, kind of like KOF stuff, instead of using attack. I'm not too sure. It's been a while, but yeah, I barely use the block button unless I really absolutely needed to. AKA fighting lamp block.
Outside of MK, you'll never really catch me with a block button, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, so GranBlue, once again, it's looking really strong. There is going to be another beta. There's another beta coming in November. I don't think they gave us a specific date in November, but they did state there was a new beta coming out. Is it in one of the pictures?
Yeah.
Hold up. We'll double, triple check, because I didn't see them posting it. I know they said it.
Oh, well, I know it says November, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't think there's a date yet, but they are stating, about the next beta with Homegirl, the sheep girl. She's gonna be playable in that one. I don't believe she was playable in the last one.
No, she was not playable in the last one. Yeah, because they had Siegfried instead.
Yeah, they had Siegfried instead. Exactly. All right, so GranBlue's looking really strong. I can't wait. I hope to get into playing the beta. This game, like I said, will be a comeback story for the ages for sure, in terms of what the IP has done for itself, and like I said, props to Side Games, props to ArcSys for believing in the project and in the community and listening to them, and still not letting crazy situations like your rollback netcode situation or lack of in the beginning, your COVID situation that no one could have seen coming, and all this other stuff, and still taking a chance to experiment. If this game, which I wanted to succeed. If this game succeeds, it'll be such a great example to look at when it comes to, developers actually supporting or kind of believing and taking a chance on things, and the community, to be honest, just still giving it a shot. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, dead game. I'm like, I get it. Yeah, there are times where it's at its low, but there's still plenty of people that are grinding it, still plenty of people that are having fun, plenty of tech, and plenty of awesome players out there that are killing it that never gave up. So
yeah, it came out a year right before. Sorry, go.
No, I was just saying I still like how I play it still.
Yeah, it came out a year before Guilty Gear, and they're just seeing how Guilty Gear just did everything right, and they're like, all right, let's do this backyard stuff. Let's revamp, just study everything, and they're doing what Guilty Gear is doing. Not that they're copying; they're just saying this works.
Sincerest form of flattery, right? Imitation. There you go. All right, so
you did everything right. That's crazy.
Exactly. All right, so with that, guys, we are going to wrap up on the GranBlue talk. We'll be taking a quick break because we do have a couple other things to get into past that. We do have, we got some trailers to check into, and the weekend had some events, so we're going to talk about them. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. And we're back. Yes, we are back. All right. So GranBlue's making a rise, and we are jumping into another game once again. It's also making a rise, or really a return. Uni 2. We've had a new character trailer that just dropped over the weekend, I believe. Let me just take a peek at the date here. Okay, 4 days ago. Yeah, so it was on Friday. Just made the drop. Tsurugi for the review trailer. Meza already doesn't like him. He's got a shield, apparently.
Black ass character, man. I'm sorry. They could have come up with anything else.
That's
lore, right?
That's Meza's script on that, apparently, are defensive characters. So
no, I don't mind defensive characters. I'm just tired of shield characters. They're fucking whack, man.
How many shield characters are there? Name me 5 right now. Right now.
All right, the one from Melty.
He said, "Name me 5 great songs."
This current one.
Right, okay, I'll give you this one for free. I'll give you a mulligan on this one.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. All right, shield characters. Let's see. Was there one? I'm pretty positive there was one in. Well, Melty Blood's had one, but she's cool. But we'll let that slide. She's still. Nah, fuck out of here. She's still a third one. Roast beef.
Wait, who's 3? Wait, who's 3? You only gave me 2. This one and that one.
The one from Melty Blood that just came out. She's from she's
and this guy and Tsurugi. That's 2.
This guy and then the original Melty Blood had Roast Beef, who she had a shield.
Okay.
I like Wagner, but Wagner's a shield character too.
She's a shield and no, she's a shield and sword. It only has to be shield.
Exactly.
That's really it. Wasn't there one in KI? There was one in
Bring up Captain America. I swear to God.
Bro, I was gonna say, like, you literally play Marvel. I would have given you. I would have given you Cap.
Captain America's cool.
You can't even think of the 5th. Get out
No,
of
Captain America. No. Captain America can go kick rocks because there's no reason that his boomerang should come back and hitting. Okay.
Why? Why not?
All right.
Well, it is a mental matchup. You ever see me fight a Captain America? I die.
Nobody likes to fight a Cap. He
Tsurugi.
plays by his own rules. Yeah, Tsurugi. So, got the trailer dropped on Friday. Like we stated earlier, shield character. We get a little bit of gameplay here. This is a complete original character because I actually don't know. I don't know Uni lore like that.
I believe he's part of whatever lore they've created, so he's an original.
Okay. So the Steel Guardian. So we're getting a good look. It's not even just the shield; it's also his arm. So it kind of explains how he's able to swing that thing around. So I'm assuming very heavy, slower style moves, but he's got strength to wall bounce you. Let me see. We got basically bionic arm, but bionic shield. Use it as a snowboard. This is pretty cool. This is sick. What
if I ended up playing him?
It'd be some ironic shit.
I know, but he's whack as hell.
Oh, okay. Yo, he might seem whack, but it's kind of fire. Is that a DP? Excuse me.
Yeah, that's
sir.
a DP.
That's a DP? That's a DP. Yeah, that's
into the super.
OTG it too? All right.
I see difficult combos already.
Clearly,
no, they're not. They're not going to be as difficult as you think. Trust
me. Clearly a closer range to barely mid range. I want to say. It looks like that shield bash of his though, kind of fast, but it looks like it could kind of be Oh, that was a super actually. Excuse me.
Do you know why I don't like this character? Because I know he's going to have guard point. Okay. Usually shield characters. Any type of shield
they should
have some form of guard point. Fuck that, man.
Makes sense. Makes sense to have. He's a shield character. You gotta break the wall. Give me something hard and heavy.
He should have just had the arm. He should have just had the arm. He didn't even need the shield.
Well, he'll be jumping in January 25th, 2024 for Under Night 2. I'm not gonna say the rest of it.
Yeah, because the game comes out the same day.
Yeah, literally the same day, right? Like I was gonna say, like that's like right there, right? I thought it was the 24th, and I thought they were giving him a day one, but looks like he's gonna be joining the cast right away, which awesome. Hey, new game should have some new characters. This might not even be the only character either. We might get something new on the way. Didn't get anything at the end of the trailer, but he's been released, so we got some new blood, got some new tech. So hey, what's there to complain about there? See, season pass with 3 more characters? Oh, maybe. Wait, did they announce a season pass?
To my knowledge, they didn't officially.
Feel like I saw something on the official site.
I didn't see a season pass originally.
Okay.
But quickly, I wanted to add, GranBlue does come out on the 30th, but you get 3 days prior access with the Ultimate or Deluxe Edition.
Got you.
That's what I meant to bring up.
They are gonna have 2 new characters. So
Yeah, we had Homegirl with the guns. Remember Noelle 2.0?
yeah,
Bang, 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 bang.
yeah. But I mean, honestly, I still consider Landrykia or whatever his name is, the one from previous when he was last like clear. I still kind of consider him a new character, but I mean, I guess we're talking about a whole new game, right? So
Yeah. So does that mean we've got 2 locked in? We don't have the 3rd yet.
yeah, we only have 2 right now, so we still have a little bit of time for
Okay,
another one.
so they might announce another one in November or December. All right, cool. We'll just have to see. Red Boss did this consent. Oh, then that might be it then. Okay, so he was announced. All right, never mind. I thought so. I thought I saw a 3rd body somewhere in there. Guess that's gonna be him. All right,
Yeah, so he'll be the last one because there's 24 playable characters on release.
got it. Cool. All right, we just have to wait for DLC for something else. All right. In the meantime, though, if you guys haven't already checked out this weekend, man, there was a lot to watch. There was a lot to watch. Either you were out, you were in NA, you were out at ECT 2023. Shout outs to MJ, top 48 out of 400 something people.
Really good, man.
Shout outs to Princess Slim. She got almost top 24 or something like that.
I thought she almost got top 16.
Or almost top 8, top 16 or top 8, one or the other.
Yeah,
I can't remember
almost top 8.
percent. Okay, then I think she got top 24 then at least. So, and all the other homies obviously made it out. They made it out there to go compete in some Street Fighter. We had, it was the first.
13th.
Oh, 13th. Oh, shoot. Shout outs to top 16 then to Princess Slim. A damn good jury for someone that just does not want to play fighting games. So we got, some dope MK play, right? It's the first Mortal Kombat for the competition, pro competition. It's the first stop. Sonic Fox is the GOAT. I don't know what else is really to say there about that one. But on the other side is what I liked about ECT is that I love the exhibition. You guys take a chance to peep at that? The 12v12? That shit was fire. That shit was like on some 2009, 2010 FGC, a little bit 2008 in there, where it was pretty raw. It was pretty raw, especially with some of the commentators. There was just no holds barred. Words were said. The trash talk was there.
Was quite a bit.
Oh yeah, girl went in. Everybody that was on that stage was just killing it. It was great to watch. It was stuff like that I want to see come back more often. I know we do teams tournaments and such, and we'll do like some kind of casual stuff every once in a while, like a betting tournament, right? You buy your teams, like a raffle and such, an auction, team auctions, like for Marvel, right? They do that in Combo Breaker quite often. That's always fun. But the exhibitions, it was Florida, Texas versus the states, like tri-state and such. So you had your New Jersey, PA, New York. You got.
Do you think we need to have this more often? But like,
hell yeah,
not sanctioned. Wait, but not sanctioned through a like an event company type thing, like where like
it has to happen at an event.
Yeah, like no, I'm fine with either way. But like, do you think it's better when the players are the ones setting it up versus like?
Yes and no. So the reason I like it is because the players are involved. So it's really like people are looking. They are really looking in the details when it comes to like who they're representing or who's going to be brought in, and the players know because they're the ones that are out there on the grind. They know, just because you see some player on stage or someone maybe not do too well in bracket doesn't mean they're not a killer. They just might not be tournament players. Like, let's just be real. They could go meet them in a hotel room. They might just mop the whole room. right? And you'd be like, what the hell? Like, you didn't play like this in tournaments. Like, I'm nervous on stage, bro. It'd be like, players know these guys.
If I could as well, like when it comes to exhibitions, in the past, there were hyped exhibitions on certain channels. And the only thing we would really watch back in the day was Team Spooky. Everything was run off of Team Spooky.
Yeah.
Everything was run off of Cross Counter. So those were the things that we would watch. We'd watch Cross Counter. They'd have a video that comes out which would hype up something coming up. And then Team Spooky would hype up the event that's coming up. And then on Big 2, we would watch and be like, oh, this means Seasons Beatings is coming this weekend. Oh, we got Nemo versus F-Champ. That's crazy. Or Tyson versus F-Champ. That's crazy. So they would be hyped up because of that, and everybody would watch because ain't no other FGCs happening. Now we have Funky P. You've got all these other like
Funky P, Tampa Never Sleeps.
TNS,
you got
TNS everywhere.
Everywhere, right? They were literally in 2 or 3 places over the weekend. But yeah, you're right. Like it kind of maybe that's also why I felt like it was very OG style, right? Because it was just that. It's like, oh, you're on Team Spooky's channel and you're just seeing pop-offs, you're just seeing shit go down for the event itself. And it wasn't tournament, but it was still treated like tournament, right? And that's what was fun about it. But it didn't need to be as clean. It didn't have to just be esporty. It just had to be raw skills and shit talking, which is what fighting games are. It
wasn't on the pro competition page either.
Yeah,
so
good. Didn't have to be.
Right.
Didn't have to be, but it was.
See, that's the thing. I do like that where we kind of people always talk about where's the grassroots. I'm always like, I'm fine with grassroots being there. It's always going to be there, but people have to move away from it believing that like the only way we're going to be able to save grassroots is by integrating it into the esports itself, esports world itself. I think we could just still do this shit on its own.
I think so too. I'm big on that. I'm big on that. I would love to just do. You could do an exhibition like this in. It's gonna sound weird, but it's like you could do this in someone's basement if they have this set up, and just go at it.
Suite. This is a nice salty suite.
Exactly.
That's it.
The suite is just really large. It's an actual it's an actual ballroom, right? It's a salty ballroom.
I will say I'm happy to see that NRS was the first ones to go back to doing this because I feel like
it's MK. It's MK. It can't get no disrespectful than me cutting your character in half and seeing everything that he ate for lunch out on the floor, right? Like it doesn't get any more disrespectful than that.
Also very hot.
Yeah, I mean,
I
guess I just thought Street Fighter would have probably done it first, but I mean,
I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. Fuck that game, man.
That attitude, like there's people that definitely talk the talk, but it's not there. It's too clean. It's too clean.
I think maybe this is a good reason why they don't need $2 million for NRS. This is the $2 million right here. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like this to me brings back like those good feels, those good memories. It's like when you eat mom's home cooking after not having it for like 4 or 5 years, and you just come back. And here's a plate.
The one critique I'll give him though, and Cass over at ECT Joe, whoever, if you guys happen to see this clip, the one thing I will say. Because I know it isn't just you guys. I know this is definitely a community exhibition. Like a lot of people were involved. A lot of coordination went down. One piece of advice for it is just on the production side. Actually have like someone roaming with a camera. Like be in the crowd. Be in that. Because the 2-camera shot is dope. But I know that's like what is what you have on stream, and it's like what's set up there. Like you got camera A, camera B. But and then you had this one, which I think is the same camera. Actually, it's just
that's like the old school spooky style.
Yeah, but give me a roaming camera. Be in the crowd. Be in the crowd with me. Acoustics is there going off with KP. You've got other players that are just they're side bend, they're talking shit, they're having fun. But get me in there. Get me in there because that's what people want to be at, right? They want to make feel like they're there. And plus, you'll capture awesome moments that you can't kind of like always see, right? Because people will then turn around to go into the crowd, right? Where all we'll just see are their backsides. So that's just my advice to it. Regardless, of the exhibition was awesome. ECT overall, competition wise, what else is there to say? It was incredible. It was a great one. Homeboy did the In Marvel, Homeboy did the Infinite with Dante for like however long, only to drop the freaking soap after, in 7 seconds, and Ray just blowing him up literally for it. It was like,
The funniest part, Ray's face was just so still. Like, he didn't smile, he didn't laugh about it.
Oh, yeah, in his head, he was like, bro, don't drop this. You drop this?
Oh, I was like, I would have just ended it in super.
You drop this, you're fucking dead. Your friend, dead.
Why didn't you just super? I'm still confused about that. I would have just supered at the 7th. As soon as I saw like 8 seconds, I would like super kill this character. Whatever, I'm done. I'm good. I don't need to be a part of that anymore.
But ECT wasn't the only thing that went down. We had, Street Fighter had a couple of really cool events that happened. There was the, TwitchCon happened over the weekend as well, over in Las Vegas, and they had the Rumble, not the
Rumble Royale, maybe.
Right. I was gonna say, sponsored by Cash App. Just had a bunch of awesome players. Your Justin Wongs, your Brian F's, your
Ash, Knuckle Doo.
Yes, thank you. Plenty of characters. Yeah, the characters. Plenty of talent and plenty of awesome matches to go off, and it was being streamed the entire time. Shout out to TNS to working on that as well, while they're also supporting ECT. But as well, the real super meaty competition that went down was really more of an international one. It's the one of 3 only offline events, which is of course a CPT Singapore event that went down. And there was no slouch in talent there. If we actually just take a peek at the actual results themselves, I mean, if you haven't already been out in the wild, you know that Rashid now has a win under the belt because of Gachikun.
I think the character's good, and I'm glad he finally started playing it.
The way he was playing it was insane. Honestly, I was like, I happened to catch it only on a couple times, right? I think we were talking Static at the time. It was like midnight over here, but they were still like, they were just starting up there. I think it's like a 14-hour difference, so it was like just 2 o'clock in the afternoon for them. But there was a lot of play. I mean, we had, of course, Fujimura out there. We had Mena RD out there as well, going to qualify. Gachikun, Moke, Goichi, Fudo, like Itabashi. Saying it's just hella international play. Fenrich is there, Daigo. Yeah, it just kept going. So it was no slouch in terms of competition there. It's just it just happened to happen all at the same time as all these other events. So but Rashid taking the win convincingly. Actually, I think he came from losers. Matter of fact, I think that was a reset. But with that reset, it was like a 3-0. Like Chris Wong, who took second place, like his Luke just I don't think it was. I don't want to say it's not a favorable matchup. I just think Gachikun was just ready to finally sneak in, with that legendary tweet that you were telling about, Static, where someone just basically called this out, saying that just waiting for no one to talk about Rashid, and then Gachikun win a major, and then everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, this character is crazy. But yeah, so we had a weekend full of events. It's a good time to be eating, in fighting games. That's kind of been a talk right now, where there's a lot of games out, a lot of things happening. It's just a good time to be playing. It's a good time to be involved in it in some way, shape, or form. Whether you're volunteering, you're a spectator, you are producing, you're helping, or like I said, if you're just casually enjoying, it's a good time to be into fighting games. And we're at the end of the year, so we're gonna be coming up end of the year. I say end of the year. We haven't hit Halloween yet, but we're at the the last quarter of the year. So we've got a hard reset a whole other year, and we got Tekken 8 around the corner, which
feels weird.
The closed network beta went down. I didn't get it. I didn't get an invite. I don't think Static got an invite, and Meza straight up did not play it. So we don't really have a whole lot to say on that.
My friend was able to. He was like, yeah. Like I was watching his stream. He goes, yeah, I've got one. I can give it to you. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna have time to play it. And then I had all the time Saturday night. And I was like,
all I'm gonna say is, I hope if they keep some of the stuff that they have in the beta into the real game, and they add more of those funky stuff, like llamas getting completely or goats getting completely beamed off the stage for getting hit.
Alpaca.
I'm okay with it.
Oh yeah,
alpaca.
Yeah.
That's all the same to me.
Bad llama.
What's different?
Bad llama.
Yeah, what's different? But
differences. Oh shit.
No, yeah, I watched as you did. I watched a lot of Tekken to see what was going on. Yeah, I like what they're doing. I will agree. Even though it's coming up to the end of the year, it feels like we're already like, there's so much, man. This next year is gonna be insane. Like, I don't know if people are even ready for how many games are about to come out. If you think normal games like Spider-Man 2 with all its bugs and all these other games that came out and you're like overwhelmed, fighting games are about to overwhelm the hell out of you.
Oh yeah. And I am here for it. I hope you guys are too. But that's actually going to wrap us up this week for another episode of Double Tap. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us, whether you're here on Twitch chat or going to be listening on your favorite podcast platform of choice. You guys can make sure to follow us at Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms, whether it's your Twitter /X, Blue Sky. We have it's doubletap.gg on the handle there. And like I said, all of the social media platforms, including Twitch. Remember, you guys can follow us. Make sure to follow on twitch.tv/DoubleTapFGC. We are live every Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Just with the episode early if you want to check it out with some cool visuals and all, but we're looking to obviously stream a bit more here, get some more online sets, get maybe into these kinds of things like patch notes and such when they happen, get to experience that live with you guys, and maybe we'll start doing some more post-show times after this. But in the meantime, though, make sure to follow my awesome host here. You got Static Gorilla at Static Gorilla on all social media platforms as well. I don't know what he's playing right now. It's either Roller Coaster Season or it's not.
It was Street Fighter, on Saturday, and it's gonna maybe be Marvel this Friday. Last Friday I went to Hershey Park.
See what I mean?
This Sunday I'll be in tennis. Yeah.
I'm telling you, guys all over the place. Guys all over the place.
It's fun.
Make sure to follow Meza at Meza FGC, of course, on all social media platforms as well when he goes live on Kick. He's usually out there streaming on.
We officially are going back to Twitch.
Okay, psych. He's no longer on Kick. Back to twitch.tv/Meza FGC. Go follow him. Go drop a follow there. Go get a notification when he goes live. He does do a lot of stuff for the Dungeon Fighter guys. Yeah, thank you. I kept trying to say DNF Duel, but I'm like, no, not DNF Duel. It's just DFO.
It's so hard.
DFO.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that we have coming up. We did finish our last previous event this past Friday, but come November, we are doing the last two tournaments for our big tournament, season championships, and I'm also commentating for Extreme for DFO, which they'll be in Korea, but I'll be here, so I'll be covering that doing their stream.
Weirdo hours for Meza. You heard it here first. Make sure to follow him for that. Make sure to follow me at CrashTagVS, of course, on Twitter. I'm usually manning the Double Tap FGC Twitter handle. So you tag any of us. You got articles, things for us to check out. By the way, we appreciate you guys that have been tagging us in conversations and things that people have been posting up, including questions. I forget who it was initially. Someone posted up like, hey, who's your favorite podcast? We've got a lot of love from people for that and tagging us in there. You humble us. We appreciate you guys listening to think we are up there with some of those names or, being put in the same conversations. Mad love to everyone that does it. We do see it and we are extremely, extremely gracious for everyone that has done it. All right. So with that sappy ass ending, that's going to be it for us. Oh, Psych Static got something to say.
I didn't want to make it more sappy, but I do want to shout out to rest in peace to Flo. Ari Weintraub, very legendary player. The I want to be the guy run at Evo, always with the good
legendary
stuff,
Twitch
great
emotes.
Memories. Yeah, Dan's game emotes and having actual emotes come by after the Street Fighter 5 reviews and plays and all that. So shout outs to Flo for being a real OG.
For real. Rest in power forever. But with that, guys, that's gonna be it. Once again, all love. Thank you for listening. We'll be live once again next week, Monday Eastern Standard Time. New episode every Tuesday. Until then, be safe. See y'all later.